Hey, I hope you're doing good. It's Chris here from 6-string Fingerpicking, and in this lesson we're learning how to play Rhiannon by Fleetwood Mac. Alright, so Rhiannon is number 37 on my top 60 fingerpicking songs to learn of all time list. That list is down in the description. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out because it's my top 60 fingerpicking songs from beginner to advanced, and we're learning one song each and every week. So check it out. If you like the song, subscribe, and yeah, let's get going with Rhiannon. This is a real cracker. Okay, so if you want to get the tab for this, that is over on the website or down in the description. So check it out and you've got the whole lesson right there with tab. So it's going to be much easier for you to follow if you have that in front of you. Anyway, the first thing I'd like to look at is the left hand. And I see a lot of people play this and they tend to play it a little bit wrong. Not totally wrong, but a little bit wrong. Not so much in the left hand. The left hand is usually fine. It's going to be the right hand that you'll see. But anyway, we'll get to that. Let's just look at this left hand first. If I just play it, that's your intro riff right there, and that goes round twice and it repeats a few times. It makes an appearance a few times in the song, but that's that classic riff that everybody knows. So you really want to get this down, and I really recommend putting the time in to get it right. It's not the easiest riff in the world. The left hand is straightforward, but it's the right hand that's going to trip you up. Anyway, let's learn the left hand first. So it's all in the key of A minor, and the whole song is just 3 chords. It's A minor, F, and C. It's another one of those great songs that uses so few chords. Anyway, that's what we're going to learn first, and this is the easiest way that you can possibly play it. Anyway, so start with your first finger on the 2nd fret of the B string and your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G, like that. So you play that, okay, so it's going to go there, and then my right hand I'm using my 1st and 2nd fingers, so play that, and then quickly push it up 2 frets so that your 1st finger's on the 3rd fret of the B and the 2nd finger's on the 4th fret of the G. Okay, just like that. Once you've got that, take your 3rd and 4th finger and plant those still on the same strings but on the 5th fret of the G and the B. So, okay, like that. So practice that, and then you work your way back down. So you go up, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 5, 3 and 4, 1 and 2. And then you take your fingers off and play open G and open B. And then after that, you play on the D string and the G string, 2nd fret. So using your 2nd finger and your 3rd finger, 2nd fret on both those 2 strings. Okay, and then it goes to an F chord. So now I've got my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the D and my 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G. So play that just once. And then open G and B again. And then the very first chord that we did, 1st fret on the B, 2nd fret on the G. So you've gone. And then 2 opens, open G and B. And then back to here, 2nd fret on the G and 3rd fret on the D. Okay, so the F chord. Okay, so that's what's going on with your left hand. I'll play it once more, nice and slow. Play along. 3, 4. Okay, so that's what's going on with the left hand. Sometimes I put a bit of vibrato on that chord there. If you want to put that in, by all means do it, but you certainly don't have to. Anyway, let's start looking at the right hand now. Okay, so let's have a look at this right hand. Now, most people that I see play it, not everybody, but a lot of people, and you can do this, it's fine. Most people aren't going to really realise, your average listener, but most people will play it like this. Just with the thumb going, just playing it on each beat, 2, 3, 4, just like that. But the thumb doesn't actually do that. If I isolate the thumb, it does this. So I want you to just practice that on its own. So on the A minor chord, all you're going to do is just play an open A string, so you don't need your left hand at all. So I want you to play 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Have a listen again. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when the F comes, you do exactly the same thing. So this time with your thumb, I'll show you your left hand again in a minute, but you're going to hold down the 1st fret on the E string using your thumb and do exactly the same rhythm. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can probably tell, I'm muting the bass. It's going to compress the sound a bit and tighten it up, and it sounds much nicer with a mute. So if you put those two together on the A minor, F, that's what's going on with your thumb. And then with your other chords, like that. Okay, so now you know what's going on between the two hands. You just have to put the two together. So you've got I use my 1st and my 2nd finger for all of those notes, and then my thumb just does the bass. So it is hard to put the two together. So on the 1st chord, play that bass note with it. So the A, G and B you play together, and then push up. And then you play bass on its own, and then together on the 5th, and then the bass on its own. So look, really slow. Sorry. Notice the thumb. And then on the next chord, you don't play anything until the next chord, but all together, bass. So together, all together, and then the bass, and then down to the next chord and all together. Listen to that as many times as you need to. And then the rest is reasonably straightforward. So from this same chord, together, just the higher notes, bass, and then the new chord. So you get. Okay, so once more. So it is tricky, but they all find their place. Follow along with the tab, it's going to make it much easier. Then on the F chord, the 1st chord here, 3 on the D, 2 on the G with the bass. I use my thumb, I recommend you do too. 1st fret, all together, and then open G and B, bass on its own, new chord, together, bass, so that's. And then lift all fingers off, open G and open B, both with the bass, and then the bass again, so, sorry, and then the next chord on its own, bass, bass, bass. So really slowly. Once more. Now, if all of this is really, really difficult, and it's going to take a bit of time and you get a bit frustrated with it, then just do the 1, 2, 3, 4 with the thumb. 4, 1, and. Because it is, well, really, it's kind of 10 times easier. And as I say, the average listener isn't going to realise. So you certainly do have that option, and many people do play it that way. Don't feel bad if you can only do it like that. But I do recommend that later on you come back and you try and get that awkward bass note. I think it's what kind of makes the song so cool. It's so well written. It's such a great pop song, so well crafted and carved out. And it's little touches like that one of the reasons why I absolutely love Fleetwood Mac and their style of playing. It's just so tasteful. Lindsey Buckingham is an unbelievably sophisticated guitar player, and I think underrated in many ways. Anyway, if you want to get the rest of the lesson and learn all the fingerstyle stuff that I was playing at the start, then that is on the website, down in the description, and you've got all the different parts chopped up in bite-sized pieces for you to learn. So if you want to learn that, then down in the description, and I'll see you over on the website. Okay, so that's it for today's lesson. I really hope that you've enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. And head over to sixstringfingerpicking.com for a load more fingerstyle and songwriting guitar lessons. I'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye-bye.